Hello, 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 hello. Welcome this evening. Welcome this evening. Welcome to that Daddy Daughter Talk. Welcome this evening. Listen, I want to take this time to welcome everybody into the room. As you come in, please come in. Please share it, share it, share. As you come in the room, I am Pop Brown, and it is Saturday night. It's time for the Daddy Daughter Talk. And we've got some things to talk about tonight. We're gonna we're gonna talk about last Saturday night, which was absolutely fantastic. So I just want to thank everybody that was here, and I thank you for all the well wishes. And I thank you for all the get well, cards and sentiment and all of that. Thank you for all of that. I appreciate it. I do feel a whole lot better today. And just want to thank my man Reg. Oh my God, just want to thank my man Reg for stepping in last night. I want to thank my man Reg for stepping in last Saturday. I'm sorry. Did a fantastic job. Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you did not get an opportunity to share last Saturday, you need to share. You need to share that because there's some brothers out there that needs to hear what Reggie had to say. You need to go ahead and share that because listen, I'm gonna tell you what, that was freedom. That was freedom in what that brother shared. For some brothers, I know y'all got y'all's, but I'm telling you, there was some freedom in what that brother shared. So and some men need to hear that. Some men need to hear the real deal. Hey, Scholar, how you doing? There's some real men that need to hear what this brother was saying. Reggie, I appreciate you. I appreciate your honesty. I appreciate you showing us your heart. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. And I'm sure these ladies do too. And we're going to continue that because that's the thing. We don't want to come out here talking about stuff that, that we want to come out here giving you the real because life is real. Life is about the real stuff. It ain't about all this stuff you see on TV. It ain't about what you see. It's real. It's real. So we want to talk real. We want to talk about what's real. We want to talk about what's happening. We want to talk about it. Now, Reg did a fantastic. He did a bang up job last Saturday. As a matter of fact, I want to hear part two myself. So we're going to see if we can set that up again. We're going to see if we can get part two back out there again. So thank you again. Listen, as you come in the room, please share. Please hit share. Please share. Please share. Because now it is time. We want to talk a little bit about some of the things that you guys talked about on last week. And we also want to talk a little bit about, some of the things that we need to look at going forward today. And Reggie even sparked something to me last week. He talked about a lot about the honesty that he in his honesty, the way he shared, about his past, the way he shared about the things that he was doing. Hey, MzBee, the way he shared about some of the stuff that was going on in his previous relationship, and the way he shared, and that stuff is real. And these are things that we all experience. We all experience that. Well, not, maybe not everybody, but most of us do. I know I have. And so and that's what we want to talk about. We want to talk about the things that we've gone through. Just like Reg, pop, as I told y'all from the very beginning, it takes one to know one. You see, I've been through all that. I've did all those things that Reg was sharing about. I went through that. Don't get me wrong. I was there. If I was there, I was there, but I wasn't. I was physically there, but emotionally and mentally, I wasn't in the home. I wasn't there because I was busy being me. I was busy out there doing what folks who ain't ready to be, responsible dads do. They do them. They do them. And so that's what I was doing, but don't get me wrong. But I fooled myself and I told myself, well, listen, as long as you got a roof over their head, as long as you got clothes on their backs, as long as you got food to eat and everybody's safe and all of that, then I'm doing a bang up job as a dad. I'm doing a bang up job. But you know what? The truth of the matter is I wasn't. The truth of the matter is I failed horribly. I failed horribly. Now, can I go back and fix all that? If I had the magic wand, I would. But that's not reality. That's not reality. Reality says that you pick up from where you are right now. You learn from the things that you've experienced. You learn from that. You learn from that. And so that's what we're doing. That's what I'm doing today. Even at my age, I'm still learning how to be a dad. Even at my age, I'm still learning. We go through a process. We go through a process where we try to fix things. We try to fix things. We go and we try to fix things. I tried to fix relationships that was damaged, during my years of not being not being a dad to my children. I've tried to fix that, in all kind of ways. I tried to buy it. I tried to be the hero. I tried to be the savior. I try to, all different ways to try to fix that. But all in, at the end of the day, At the end of the day, the only person that really can fix it. Hey, Christina, how you doing? The only person that can really do that is you. I mean, I could give it, but it has to be accepted. And I don't know if I have all the answers. I don't know if I have any of the answers. I don't, because I'm just a dad who screwed up. I'm just a dad who at the end of the day, had people, had daughters, even sons that depended on me. They depended on me, and I wasn't there. They depended on me, and I don't know where. So, did that affect them as they got older? Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. Are they listen? Are they fantastic people today? They are super people today. Fantastic, doing great things. They're great moms. They're great dads. They're doing good things. But did it affect them? Absolutely, it affected them in ways that I can never imagine. Because you know, I know what I went through. My dad was there. He was in the home. Don't get me wrong. I love my dad. I did. I love my dad. But my dad wasn't there for me emotionally either. Physically, he was in the home. Emotionally, he wasn't there. He wasn't there. So I'm here tonight talking about some of that same stuff. Some of the stuff that Reg was talking about. I mean that is so real. I mean, he touched me. I mean, he hit home with me on a few things. Because from past relationships. And I did a lot of blaming. You know what I mean? That's what we do, man. We as men we blame. We do a lot of blaming, brothers. I'm sorry if you're listening, and listen, sisters, please share this. Get them brothers online so they can hear what we're talking about. Listen, we do a lot of blaming. We do an awful lot of blaming. We want to blame the baby mama. We want to blame folks ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Well, her mama, my girl mama. So we want to blame everybody but us. We want to blame everybody but us. The fact of the matter is, I asked a question last week when Red was talking about, you know, whose fault it may have been. I asked the question, whose fault do you really, whose fault do you think it is that the baby mama, if she was talking bad about, the daddy who wasn't there, the absent daddy, or who is it the absent daddy's fault, or is baby mama fault for talking? Red John said it properly. He said both, and that's true. It is both because of the fact that, first of all, ladies, don't, we talked about this in our very first segment. Don't use them babies as bait. Don't use babies, don't use a kid, don't use the children as a way to attack, a way to come back, a way to get at him. You know what I mean? Because you ain't really getting at him, you getting at them. The truth of the matter, you get that them. Don't use that as a way to get at them, and far as dads go, you know what? We had a lot to do with that because even if baby mama was talking crazy about us and all that, we still had an opportunity to do what we needed to do. We still needed to do what we needed to do. If we had that much love and the kids meant that much to us, we still should have made the effort to do what we needed to do. When we didn't do that, that was on us. That was on us. And listen, a lot of us are guilty of that. I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of that because I had opportunities to be in my kids' lives and my children's lives. When they were younger, I had opportunities to do some serious guidance. I had opportunity to be there for all kind of. I mean, just I was there for some stuff, but not for the stuff that was really really important. Not for that stuff. And that's what I needed to be in. So I needed to get there. I needed to be a part of that. And I tell you, now that I'm older and now that they're older and I'm able to see stuff now, there's a lot of if I coulda, woulda, shouldas in my life. You don't need that in your life. Oops, sorry, y'all. You don't need the if I coulda, woulda, shouldas. You need to just be there. You need to just pick up right now. Say to yourself right now, how do I want to affect my child? How do I want to affect my daughter's life? How do I want my daughter's life, my son's life to be affected by the relationship I got with their daddy or I had with their daddy? How can I fix that? Because the fact that me and them didn't make it or you and him didn't make it has nothing to do with them. It's not their fault. It's not their fault. It's not their fault. So because daddy ain't there or you and him didn't make it, is it your responsibility? Is it your responsibility now to help mend that relationship, or should you want them to have the relationship, or you feel what I'm saying now? So how do we do that? I mean that's the question I've always asked myself. Well, why didn't she make them available to me? Is it my fault? It ain't my fault. She should have. I did a lot of blaming. I did a lot of blaming, y'all. I did, and don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that all of it was my fault. I'm going to take accountability for what I did. Absolutely. But you know what? It takes two, as they say, the tango. It takes two to do that dance. But see, here's the thing. If I take responsibility for me, you know what I mean, then that's all I need to worry about right now. I taking responsibility for me, and when Reg touched on the fact that uh, he hadn't talked to his daughter in years, and I had it home for me. That hit home for me, because I've got children I haven't talked to. I've got children that that I love. Don't get me wrong. I love and pray for them daily, daily. And if they pick up the phone and call Pop right now, Pop on his way. Pop on the straight, because that's still the flesh of my flesh and blood of my blood. That's still my child. That's still my. So I'm on my way. Even though we don't talk on a daily basis, even though we don't get to hey, good morning, hey, happy birthday, or even hey, happy Father's Day. We don't do that. But but if you pick up the phone and say, Pop, I need you, Pop's coming. Pop prays over here. I pray over my children every day, every day. Am I a perfect dad? No. No, I don't claim to be. I don't claim to be perfect. But here's what I am. Here's what I am. The word says, therefore there's no condemnation for them that are in Christ Jesus. You know what I mean? No condemnation. I don't walk in that guilt. Okay, and I want to talk about that a little bit tonight. I don't walk in that guilt, and that you see, it's that guilt coupled with pride that kept me doing and kept me out of the lives and out of moments, and it caused me to miss so much because of so much out of my kids' life. Guilt and pride. Guilty for what I had done. Because I messed up out there bad, y'all. I messed up out there so bad. As I said, I was there, but I wasn't there. I messed up out the, emotionally, financially. You know what I mean? My kids my family could have had so much more. When I consider all the thousands of dollars I blew, being me, they could have had maybe a different life, maybe a little bit better, but not, just different, just different. When I consider that, so that's guilt. That was guilt. That's guilt that I carried for years. Pride, pride. I'm too proud to come back and admit the guilt. Too proud to come back and admit it. Too proud. Too proud to come back and say, you know what, y'all, I was wrong. It took me years. It took me years to even want to hear what they thought about that. It took me years to want to even hear, to build up the courage. That's the word I'm searching for. To build up the courage to want to know what my daughters, what my sons thought about me. Because good evening, because I wanted to hear it. I wanted to know it because I wanted to fix it, because I wanted to relate, but I didn't know, I was afraid. I was absolutely afraid to hear what they had to say about me. Even today, I'll be honest with you, even today I struggle with it a little bit. But again, I know that today, there's no there's therefore no condemnation. I don't feel that anymore. I don't hold myself. I don't hold the guilt over myself. I don't do that. I don't worry about the shame anymore. I'm not ashamed of where I've been. I'm not ashamed of who I've been. I'm not ashamed of it anymore, because you know what? Now, this may help somebody else. I don't know, but it helped me when I realized that God allowed me to go through some of the things that I went through and saved and kept me alive. Because if anybody that knows me know I should have been gone a long time ago, but there was a purpose for me being here. God knew there was a purpose for me being here, and so I don't walk in that shame anymore, because I know today that I do have purpose in my life, and because of the fact that I'm facing, I face mine on a daily basis. There's that oh that I don't know, that shame and all that. That stuff's gone. That stuff's gone. But tonight we're talking about. Listen, Regina said, "Pop, what's the subject tonight?" Tonight we're talking about dads that's and like myself, who was there, but then stepped away and didn't come back because of they felt guilty, and they felt the shame, and they felt their pride wouldn't let them do the right thing. That's what we're talking about tonight. That's what we're talking about tonight. And I'm praying that you guys share this with a lot of the brothers, because just like last week when Reg was talking about it, you know what I mean. We do that. We allow little stuff like that. Our pride. Because we men. We allow our pride, and we allow that. The fact that we don't let you know we're ashamed. We gonna tell you that. We ain't gonna let you know that we feel a certain kind of way. We ain't gonna let you know that, because that's letting our guard down. That's showing that side of us that you ain't supposed to. You supposed to see the man side. You ain't supposed to see that wimpy weak side of a man. You ain't supposed to see that. But see, real men, real men, and this comes from learning. Real men, will admit to the fact that, what, I blew it. Real men will admit to the fact that, what, I am ashamed. I am ashamed. Real men don't mind apologizing. As I was saying before, I wanted to hear. As time went on, I wanted to hear what my children thought about me. I really did. I wanted to have a one-on-one with them. I thought I did. I wanted to have a one-on-one with them and just to say, listen, first of all, let me say this. From the bottom of my heart, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. From the bottom of my heart, that's the first thing I wanted them to know. Sincerely, not just the words, but sincerely. Hey, from the bottom of my heart, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for not being there for this. I'm sorry for not being there for that. I'm sorry. I wanted them to know that. I wanted them to know that, that the love that I felt for them was real. The love that I declared for them was real. What I professed was real. I needed them to know that. But at the same time, I needed those people to tell me, because these individuals, I needed them to tell me, listen, even if it was, what, I can't share the same love with you, and this is the reason why. I don't have the same love for you, and this is the reason why. I needed to hear that. I needed to hear that because that was a part of my healing. Did it, was it gonna hurt? I'm sure it would. Because no father likes to hear it. No father likes to hear that stuff. Nobody. I had an opportunity, and I hate to even revisit it, but it was an opportunity I had, and I don't think we didn't get there. We didn't get there to the point where, individually at that, I felt this way, 10 years ago, and I felt this way 10 years ago. But that was an opportunity, at one point during an occasion, we all were together. A lot of us were together. That was some openings. It was some discussion. It was some discussion. And I tell you, even though, because I look back on it now, and even though in a moment, I tell you what, man, it was, I felt attacked. For what? I felt attacked. I felt like I had been secretly pulled into an intervention of some sorts, of sorts. But I felt a little bit of attack. But at the same time, when I was able to get back out of myself, when I was able to get out of my feelings about all that, when I was able to just start, processing and processing, even going through the process of forgiveness, because I forgave everything that happened. I mean, that's so far behind me now. But the thing is, when I start thinking about it individually, when I start thinking about, what, maybe this was maybe this and maybe that, it was an awakening for me. It was an awakening because I had to take ownership of some of the things that I was hearing. I had to take ownership of it. I wasn't ready to do it then because, what, I wasn't ready to have the conversation right then. You set me up. So now I'm all in my feelings, first of all. I'm in my feelings about all of this. So I ain't hearing nothing. But then, when I was able to sit down, when God set me down and showed me, some of the things that was being said, and I'm not saying all of it was, but it was what it was, but it was revealing. It was revealing. It was telling. It was telling, and even though the words, that was being said were about this, God revealed to me that, what, the real problem is that, the real problem ain't this, the real problem is that, and so, that for me was healing. That for me was, and so I had to pray about this. What, God, for every part that I had in that, forgive me. So now I can not only, I'm asking for forgiveness for myself, but before I can ask for forgiveness for myself, I had to go ask for forgiveness from them. So I actually asked every one of them, listen, I need you to tell me. I need you to tell me, if there's some things that we need to talk about. I need you, I need you to tell me. We need to talk. I want to know, what it is that I've done to you. I need to know these things. I need to know them, and naturally, they go, well, Dad, everything cool. I mean, we good, but I knew better. I knew better. I knew better because you don't go through the kind of things that I took my family through and not have no pain. You don't go through the things that I took. I drug my family. You don't miss all the stuff that my family missed because of my stuff and not have no pain. So I knew better. I knew better. It was just, okay, when and how is it going to manifest? Because it's going to manifest. It's coming out. It's coming out, and so I waited for that. I longed for that. I really did, but at the same time, I didn't. See, because here again, we want to know what you think. Men do. We want to know what you think, but we really don't. We want to know what you think. We do. We want to know what you think, but we don't want to hear. We want to know what you think. We want to make the adjustments. Honestly, we do. We want to make the adjustment. We really do. But at the same time, we gotta maintain ourselves. We got to keep that pride. We got to keep that about us. You understand what I'm saying? We got to keep that. And see, that's what was happening. Hey, babe, that's what was happening. That's what was happening with me. I wanted those conversations. I honestly want. I want them now. I want them now. I've got one of my sons right now that I want to have a dialogue with him. I really do. I want to have a dialogue because it's like, what happened? One Tuesday afternoon, one Tuesday evening, we're talking. We're on the same subject, and I'm trying to talk him down from a situation he was having with his mom. Da 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 da. The next thing I know, we ain't talked in years. What happened? If there were some things that needs to be talked about, talk about it. But see, then we were talking about children. We're talking about adults now. I don't have any kids anymore. I don't have any kids anymore. Everybody. In fact, I was joking with one of my sons earlier today. My kids are leaning towards the 40-ish, late 30-ish, 40-ish range. So I don't have kids anymore. I have responsible adults who I can sit and have dialogue with. We can actually sit and talk about some stuff, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with, you know what? I hated you, man. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay. Listen, it's okay for me to hear that today. I'm not saying it's always been that way, but it's okay for me to hear that. Listen, I'm good with that right now. Not that it's going to make me, look at them any differently. It's not. But I need them to let me know. And it was more about them than me. I'm going to tell you the truth. I wanted to know, but I wanted them to heal. I wanted them to heal. I needed them to heal. And the only way they was going to heal was get all that stuff that they were keeping inside of them about Pop Brown out. Okay? Put it where it belongs. Put it back on me. Put it back on me. Allow me to wear that. Okay? That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. And so here's again, if you're in a situation, with your dad, or you're in a situation with with the baby's daddy, or you're in a situation with an ex, or something like that, if someone asks you, if your dad asks you, listen, can we talk? Talk. Take the opportunity to have that dialogue. Take that. Listen, I can't stand that man. Okay, fine. Then say that during the conversation. But take the opportunity to have that conversation, because guess what? Now, I'm not talking about a screaming session. I'm not talking about, you this and you got blah, blah. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about real feelings. I'm talking about this. I'm talking about, even if you got to, shed a few tears, run a little snot, whatever, but have the conversation, because that having that conversation heals you. It's about healing. It heals you. And see, as long as you carry it, as long as you carry those symptoms, as long as you carry that virus within you, you're going to stay sick. You're going to stay sick. I used to go around the rooms. When I say the rooms, anybody out there that dealt with drugs, Narcotics Anonymous, Alcoholics Anonymous, when I say the rooms, you know what I'm talking about. See, the rooms, just tell you this. You're as sick as your secrets. You hear what I say? Let me say it again. You are as sick as your secrets. And those secrets could be how you feel about, so you actually feel about somebody that you see every day. I'll talk to my daddy, but you're sick as your secrets. It's time for healing. It's time for us to get healed. It's time for to get healed. Johnson said you must have the communication, but everyone listen, so everyone can't be hurt. Everyone's got to be, listen, it can't be that. It can't be that. It can't be that back and forth and everybody screaming at the top of life. That's not a conversation. That's not dialogue. Dialogue is effective listening. Effective listening works like this. One person's talking and somebody else is listening. And if you have to, just repeat, listen, this is what I heard you say. I heard you say when you were 12, you felt this way because I did blase, blase, blase. That's effective listening. I'm letting you know, listen, I'm acknowledging the fact that I hear you. I hear not only your words, but I hear your heart. I hear your heart. You don't interrupt anybody. You just do it. You just listen. I don't care how painful it is. You listen. I don't care how painful it is. You listen. You listen. Don't try to be, and don't be sitting there. Let's see, you have to do. I had to learn this too, because I'm real bad about it. Sitting there, folks talking. I'm sitting there, I'm listening. I'm listening, but at the same time, I'm forming my response. Did I really hear you? I hear you, because you were talking. I'm getting my response ready. So you have to listen. So you have to really listen. But he didn't say, well, my dad's sad because he had a chance over and over and over to get it right, but he chooses to keep putting me and my siblings against each other, pit me and my siblings against each other. So, listen, here's the thing. I don't know about this situation because I'm an advocate. Regina, I wish I can help you with that one. I'm an advocate for family, If I can't help a kid, one of mine, then I start going around the horn. I listen, so and so. We're family. We're family. At least that was my idea of things. Now, is it that way today? Is that way today? I really don't know. Because is my relationship with my kids perfect? No, far from it. Far from it. Why? I tell you why. I did so much damage. And I'm just being real with you right here, okay? I did so much damage, when my kids were growing up, that sometimes, it may be, even though I want it, and they may even want it, it's just hard sometimes. How sometimes when you were dealing with your ex and things were going on, and maybe I promise you, I'll never do it again. If you just take me back this one last time, and you did it, and things were going along good, but you never even was able to put your whole self back into the relationship because you're sitting there waiting for the other shoe to drop. You know that feeling? That's how it is. And I recognize that. You know what? And let me tell you something. I didn't just get that. That was revealed to me. That came from the spirit right there, y'all. That was revealed to me that, the relationship is never going to be what I want it to be, but it's going to be what it should be at this point. At this point. I can't expect my relationship with my children, who are not children anymore, they're grown ups. Like I said, they're adults, 20, 30, 40 years old, but I still can't expect that relationship that was damaged so severely, to suddenly be perfect. There's nothing realistic about that. Nothing realistic about that. You know, but what I can hope and pray for is to be able to have dialogue, to be able to share a meal every now and then, to be able to come together and just do things, and to mend. How long will it take for it to get? It may take, it may never get there. It may never get there. But you know what? Here's the thing. Everything that I do in sincerity. Everything that I say in sincerity. When it comes to my kids, you know, there are a lot of dads, hadn't stepped up, and I'm not perfect with it, don't get me wrong, because of the shame. They're ashamed of what they did. They're ashamed of the fact that a few years ago, some may be still the same way, some may have changed, but they're ashamed of the fact that a few years ago, man, they were falling down drunks. You know what I mean? They were straight up crackheads, during that crack epidemic. You know what I mean? They were straight up this, they were straight up this. There was all of that. They were ashamed. This is not something they wanted to be. But this is how it came out. This is how they turned out because of some decisions that was made. Okay? And they may not be them same people today, but some of those memories still haunt you. So I know for a fact with my kids, some of the memories that they had of me still haunt them. Because they would hunt me. They do hunt me at times. They do. But the fact of the matter is that person that was there, he's not me anymore. But I know that. I know that. But how do I convince you of that? Or even is it even my job to convince you of that? Sometimes it's not. I believe that it's not the words. That people say, I'm this, I'm that. It's not about the words. It's about your walk. It's about your walk. Okay. I like to think that I walk differently today than I used to. I ain't got that swag in my walk no more. You know, I like to think that I walk differently. I like to think that my walk is one that can be today emulated. I can always say that. I couldn't say it. 20 years ago, I couldn't have said that. Today, I can say that. Today I can say, you know what? I'm proud of my walk. I'm proud of my walk. I'm proud of my walk. There are memories, Catherine, there's going to be memories that haunt. But see, what you do with all of that, what you do with all that makes a difference in you. It's the freedom that you get in that. There's and I'm not, listen, we started talking about a few weeks ago about daddy issues, with women. Let me tell you something. There are men that have daddy issues as well, real bad. Real bad. There are men, because I'm one of them. Don't get me wrong. There are men who walk this life, who do the things that they do because they didn't have an example, or the example that they had was horrible. Was horrible. Now let me tell you how that works. Granddaddy was horrible. He was a horrible example to your dad. Your dad was a horrible example to you. And guess what? Now you're gonna be a horrible example to. It's got to break. It's got to change. It's got to change. So who's going to be the change maker? Who's going to be the one that breaks the cycle? Who's going to be the one? We've got to get away from being ashamed. First of all, that's the first thing we've got to conquer as men. We've got to be able. We got to let that go. We got to let that go. We got to let that go. See, I can't walk in condemnation anymore. I can't do it. I can't walk in shame of what happened. I can't let you drag me back into yesterday either. Yeah, you can do. I remember when. That's fine. Listen, if you want to live in yesterday, I can't stop you from doing that. But I can't go back there with you. I can't. I'm here to hear how you feel. I'm here to. You can tell me everything you need to tell me. I'm here for you. I'm here. I don't mind. I will listen. I promise you I will. And I'll try to help both of us get through it. Both of us get through it. Not just me. I try to help both of us get through it. I do whatever I can to help both of us, not just you, but both of us get through it. Both of us. Yeah, I just, and yeah, I'm kind of a private person too, y'all. I am now. But here recently, I'm going through something right now with one of my daughters who I love. I absolutely love my daughter. You know what I mean? But we're going through some stuff. But you know what? It's okay. It's okay. Listen, I don't feel no different. We just had a couple of days ago, but you know what? I feel no different today than I did last week about my daughter. I still love my baby. I still love my baby. And it's okay. Blast me. Real men can take it. It don't mean that I'm acceptance of it. It don't mean that you're absolutely right about what you said. But you know what? You needed to get it out. So I needed for you to get it out. I'd rather for you get it out, slam it on me, and then we can come back later and deal with it. We can come back later and deal with it. Listen, it ain't on me. Listen. The shame that I felt, when I was falling down and my kids didn't understand, what daddy would I see him on Monday, wouldn't see him again for another Monday. What daddy at? Why daddy ain't come home? Why all this and what's going on? Why they fussing all that? That shame that I brought to my family, that shame that I brought, I don't get me wrong, I feel it too. The embarrassment. You know what I mean? The embarrassment. And I was one of those kind of cats that when I got into my own world, you know what I mean? I tried to keep it away from my family. Really? I try to keep it away from the family. I try to hide it from, the folks that were close to the family, folks who might figure out what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So, so my family wouldn't be embarrassed. Don't y'all know that lasted about that long? Okay, so now not only are we dealing with the embarrassment of what I'm dealing with, and now you got to face your friends and all this kind of, you got to go through all that. So there's a lot of damage that was done. The only way to deal with the damage is through healing. And the only way to get to the healing is to have these dialogues. It's to talk about, to be honest. And that's a problem with a lot of men. We ain't ready to be honest. We are not ready to be honest. Folks, I'm telling you, you need to share this. We're not ready to be honest. And when real men decide, okay, it's time to be honest. When real men decide, okay, let me go ahead and allow baby mama, let me go ahead and allow my daughter to really say what she needs to say. Let me go ahead and allow my daughter to tell me how she felt about every birthday I didn't show up. Let me allow my daughter and my son to tell me about every Christmas that they didn't hear from me. Let me feel that. Let me hear the words. I'm not actually feeling the pain that they felt at that time. I'm not really feeling what they feel, so I'm not, because I'm not feeling what they actually felt at the time. I can't take the words. The words, it's nothing. What they're saying to me about how they felt is nothing compared to how they felt. And I know that. So if they could deal with how I treated them, I can certainly deal with the words. I can certainly deal with hearing how they felt about the situation. I can deal with that. I should be able to deal with that. That's the thing that separates men from boys. Reggie was talking about them little boys last week. That's the thing that separates men from boys. Okay? Little boys, they run around and don't try to hear it. They don't care. So, I don't care. I don't care. Little boys don't want to hear it. Little boys don't want to hear it. Little boys gonna run around, man. That's her problem. I don't care. Stay on your mama's side then. Stay on your mama's side. That's what they do to get it. They block it out. You know why they block it out? Here's what he said. Some men, Johnson said, some men get angry and block it out and get angry because of what's brought to them. They get angry. You know why they get angry about it? Because they can't face it. They can't. The little pride won't let them face it. That's the difference between a man and a boy. That's the difference. Little boys can't face stuff like that. Little boys can't handle the truth like that. They can't. Men can. Little boys can't do it. Even though they want to do it, and don't get me wrong. Some want to do it, but some have never been trained. They don't have mentors. They've never been trained how to do it. Nobody ever taught them how to do it. They don't have. I know some terrific dads. My brother-in-law is a terrific dad. You know what I mean? Not only was he there for his family, but he was there for mine too. Terrific dad. I know some terrific dads who still training. I know some terrific. But see, at the same time, there's some young men who grew up without all that, didn't have the training. They wasn't taught. My dad was right there in the home, and don't get me wrong, I did learn some things from my dad. My dad wasn't an awful guy at all. I'm be honest with you, he wasn't. But emotionally, we didn't have that. You know what I mean? We didn't have that because he was into his thing. He was in his thing. And I was into something else. It's just the way it was. And then there was a lot of us too. I come from a big family, so it's hard to really, do that when you got a tribe running through the house. You can't spend that individual time with everybody because you're busy trying to feed them and try to clothe them and try to keep a roof over their head. So I get it. But, so that was some things that were lacking. But at the same time, those boys, I'm saying these little boys who didn't get that training, you know what? Maybe they didn't get it then, but you know what? There's too much available today. It's too much available today. So as far as excuses go, fresh out, doc. You're fresh out. Because of the fact that, I didn't get, my dad didn't teach me how to do that. Then go find somebody else that can. There's brothers out here like Dr. Paul Phillips here in Chicago that's teaching all kind of. Go find somebody that can. Go find a mentor. Go find a program with men. Go find a program that's teaching you how to be a man. Go find a program, that where mentors are. It's too much help out there for you. If you really love, if a man really, really loves his children, if he really cares about having a relationship with you, if he really cares about, he'll do whatever it takes to make it right. He'll do whatever it takes to make it right. But here's a caveat to that. You've got to be willing to do it too. See, because most men, and I'm talking about men now, even little boys, most men would do this. Most men would keep, they'll try, they'll reach out, You know what I mean? Because this ain't the one of these strong points. So they'll reach out and they'll try to reach out to you and they'll try to do it. But every time if they keep reaching out and every time they reach out, you slapping a hand down, guess what? They're gonna stop. They're gonna stop reaching. Then all of a sudden, oh, he don't care. Wait, when he was trying to reach out, you were slapping his hand down. But now you saying he don't care. You can't have it both ways. Listen, if he's willing, you need to be willing. Set that hurt aside because your feeling, your hurt, what's more important, your hurt or your child? Your hurt a relationship that what's more, you saying you want all these things, but when he was reaching out, you slapping his hand down. So do you really want him? Or you just talking, you just doing this water cooler thing, oh yeah, all men are dogs, all men are alike. I know a few females that wag the tail. I'm just saying. Hey, y'all, listen. Men are creatures of pride, man. I mean, every man I know's got it's proud. I mean, I'm talking about peacock proud. Peacock proud. In one sense or another. One area of life or another. Peacock proud. But real men. I'm not talking about them little boys. Real men aren't afraid to lay it down. Real men aren't afraid to say, hey, listen, you know what? I was ashamed. I didn't do this because I was ashamed. I didn't. Why you come? Because I was ashamed. Daddy, why you come to my birthday party? I was ashamed because Daddy didn't have no money. Daddy didn't have a gift for you. I was ashamed. Daddy, why you come for Christmas? I was ashamed. So, 3 months go by because I was ashamed because I was able to buy you a Christmas present. I was ashamed because I was able to give you a birthday present. I was ashamed because even the money that I had, I was doing other things with. And I was ashamed because I made a bad decision. I made a horrible decision, which cost you. I was ashamed. See, and there's a shame that kept him away. That pride kept him away. Bottom line, that pride kept him away. Pride kept me a lot of stuff. Pride got me into a lot of stuff too. Pride. That there were days that when I was out there in the streets, when I was just doing the things that I wanted to do, the things that wasn't benefiting my family at all. That there was days I didn't come home. You know what? It wasn't the fact that I was out there 3 or 4 days doing the same thing. Listen, for the most part, I was done the same day. Anything that I was doing, whether it was drinking, drugs, whatever it was, I was done the same day. So actually, I could have came home that same day. You know why I couldn't? You notice I said couldn't and I didn't. You know what I couldn't? Shame. Shame. Not that I was. This is shame. I was ashamed of what I had done. I was ashamed of what I had. I was ashamed of who I had become. I was ashamed. I was ashamed. Bottom line. Okay. I was ashamed. And so now, when I look back, and I say, there's a thing that's going on right now. There's a thing that's going on right now. With me, I'm building something that's really, I think, close to me. I'm building something right now that I'm working on right now that I really feel is helpful for me because I'm dealing with that shame. I'm dealing with, and sometimes I'm gonna tell you, sometimes Pop sits back. I sit back right now, and I think about some of the things, and that's what the enemy does. That's what the devil does. The devil reminds you of stuff. You know what I mean? He'll do that. He'll remind you of stuff. So he'll remind me of a situation. Or he'll remind me of a day, or he'll remind me of whatever, or something that he'll put some way that would trigger a memory. And then I think about that for a minute. And for that hot second, I feel that shame all over again. It's like it just happened. But at the same time, I'm able to say, you know what? Thank you, God, for bringing me through that. Thank you, God, for bringing my family through that. Thank you, God, that we made it. We survived. We got through that. We got through that. And see, thing is this. You know that everybody, you hear it all the time, and I'm finna thank you, Spirit, I like this. See, you hear it all the time how the word says, what the devil meant for evil, God's going to use it. Remember the story of Joseph with his brothers, threw him in the pit and they sold him and all this. He ended up in prison. Listen, what they meant for evil, God turned to good. What they meant for evil, God turned. Listen, what the enemy, when in terms of my family, I'm just talking about my kids right now. See, what the enemy meant for evil, God used for my good. He turned it for our good. See, because what my sons, what my daughters saw in me prevented them from going down that same path. Amen. Hello. Hello. And it's okay. Listen, Lord, put it all on me. Let me bear the brunt of all of that stuff. I'll take it so they won't have to. I'll take it so they won't have to. Put it all on me. If it's got to be a drunk, make me the drunk. If it's got to be a dope fiend, make me the dope fiend. If it's got to be, put it all on me. If somebody's got to go to prison, put me in prison. Put it all on me so they won't have to. Put it on me. Let me experience it so they won't have to. Let me bear the brunt. Listen, I'm the head. I'm the head. I'm the head. So put it all on me. But see, here's the thing. Because, that's not like Red said that week. They just got good to me. See, because of the fact that I know today that my life was spared for a reason. I know today that there's purpose in my life. I know today that there's a destiny for me. I know today that there's God's will for my life. I know that today. But see, I didn't know it then, but I know it today. I know it today. And because of the fact that I was able to experience all that, and because of the fact my children, even if they don't say another syllable to me for the rest of their lives and mine too, because of the fact they witnessed that, they saw me going through that, and if it prevents them from having to deal with one day of what I had to deal with, if it prevents them from experiencing 1 hour of what I experienced, for me, it was well worth it. For me, it was well worth it. If and I can brag about this, I've been through. Don't get me wrong. Listen, I grew up in the streets of Chicago, y'all. When I say I grew up in the streets of Chicago, and I mean in every sense of the word, gang bang, all that, every sense of the word. So I've listen, in and out of jails, all that, Pop Brown experience, all of that. But my children haven't. My children haven't. So if it was God's plan for me to bear the brunt of all of that, so they wouldn't have to, I'd do it again. Would I want to? No, but I would do it again. Listen, if I got a phone call tonight and one of my children were being threatened, and the only way to deal with it was to deal with it to a point where somebody was going to end up in prison, it'd be me. So they wouldn't have to. It would be me. I'd take the brunt of that tonight. Me. Not them. Me. I would do that. Okay? Whew, boy, I felt that. I felt that, y'all. I'll be honest with you. I felt that, y'all. Listen. Today I can do it. You know why I can do it? There's a Bible verse when David, Saul on it, David, it says, and in that moment the Spirit of the Lord came upon David from that day, and the Spirit of the Lord was upon David from that day forward. I feel the same way about myself. That the moment that anointing came upon me, the Spirit of God was with me from that day forward. So I know that anything that I have to go through for my family today, I'm not going through alone. I didn't go through it alone then, but I didn't know that. I'm not going through alone. I'm not going to know. So I can go, and do a 20-year sentence for my family. I can go and do it because I'm not doing it alone. I know that God is with me. So I'm not doing it alone. I know he's gonna lay off of me. I know that. I know that. But I never have to do it. You know why? Because my family, God already see every bad thing that's gonna happen to them has already happened to me. Every awful thing that's gonna happen to them has already happened to me. Because Lord, I don't want them, and that was my prayer, Lord, I don't want them to have to be like me. I don't want them to go through what I had to go through. I don't want them so whatever it is that I need to do, whatever I have to go through for them, to keep them from doing and being and all that, put it on me. And I'm okay with that today. And it's okay that somebody don't want to talk to one of the children don't want to. It's okay if somebody get mad at me. You know what? To sit here and say that it doesn't hurt a little bit, just a little bit, I'd be lying. And I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say yes. Yeah, I love my children. Just like you would. Just like you would. But if they feel like, man, I don't want to talk to them, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Because I really, honestly, truly feel like God heard my prayer. I never wanted my children to live a day of the life that I had to live. And they haven't. Oh, don't get me wrong. It ain't been perfect for them, but they have never lived a day of a life that I had. They've come close, one or two, but they've never had to live like I've lived. Never. Never. There's some things I can share, that I know my family, that my family don't even know. My children don't even know. They don't know. They don't know. But I kept all that. I tried to keep all that away from them. I tried to protect them because that's what dads do. And don't get me wrong. Again, physically I may have been in the home, but emotionally I was gone, y'all. I was so far gone. And it took me years. This revelation, I didn't just wake up, I didn't wake up like this. As they say, I didn't wake up like this. It took me years to come to this revelation. It took God to do that for me. See, it took God to do that for me. I didn't just wake up and suddenly all of a sudden I had this epiphany. No. Okay? God loved me so much. God loved my family so much. He loved my children so much. That he allowed me to go through that. But you know what? I'm grateful for it. I remember, and I'm gonna share this. I remember, standing in front of a judge. I kid you not, y'all. Standing in front of a judge, for something that I did 20 years earlier. 20 years earlier. Here is, 20 years later, the folks that were involved in this are standing there in the courtroom. I'm thinking, y'all supposed to be dead or something gone. Why y'all still around here? But they were able to stand in the courtroom and recite, literally recite, everything that happened today like it happened yesterday. I'm like, I didn't remember nothing. It's like it happened yesterday. And now, mind you, this is years had passed. And the judge is now looking at my back. He's looking at the things that happened from there to here. He's looking at my life. It's like, this is the same guy? This can't be the same guy that y'all talking about. And he said to Mr. Brown, I wish I had a magic wand. Because I see that you're not that guy from, I see that. I see you're not that guy. And here's where God stepped in. Because the charges that he had me was 20 years for this, and plus 20 years for that, and plus another 10 years for that. That's 50 years, folks. Okay, I added up. That's 50 years in prison. 4 years and 3 months later, I walked out. 4 years and 3 months later, I walked out. But here's not just that, but the whole 4 years and 3 months that I was there, favor. God was just with me the whole time. It was almost like, okay, so you went through that, but I told you I would be with you. I told you I would take care of you, and he did that. He did that because the whole 4 years he was there. The whole 4 years I was there. I had to be the most privileged inmate in prison. I'm just, and I didn't ask for it. It just happened. It just happened. He just opened doors. Things would happen, violence would go on, people get stabbed, guys get killed, they lock down the whole prison. Everybody but me. I was the only, I'd walk around there like I owned the place. Favor. But God. Johnson say, but God. You're absolutely right, Johnson, but God. So I'm grateful. There's a lot of gratitude in my heart. Yeah, again, relationships with my family, they're not great. With my children, not great, but I'm grateful. I'm grateful for what I have. I'm grateful that even if you get mad at me and don't talk, that's fine. But I can always listen. I can always talk to somebody. Hey, how's so and so doing? Oh, Daddy, she doing good. They doing good. He doing good. He doing this and doing that like that. I'm grateful. You don't have to. If I hear from somebody else, I'm grateful. I don't have to hear from you. I'd love to, but if I know that the life is good, I'm grateful. If I know that I'm grateful. I'm grateful. Do I hold any grudge? I don't hold any grudges against that. Baby mamas, am I mad at? No. I personally, I thought they crazy for dealing with me anyway, but yeah, that's different story. That's totally different story. Hey, look, there, my wife. Y'all see all them light hearts going? That's my wife right there. Cut it out, man. Cut it out. So, I'm just saying, because I wasn't easy to deal with. I wasn't. But you know what? The thing is, God was there the whole time. God was there the whole time, and so he helped me deal with the shame. He helped me deal with the pride. Let me tell you something about this shame. Seriously, this shame. I myself have experienced this, y'all. When I tell you I'm gonna be real with y'all, I'm gonna be a 100 with you on this stuff. Listen, I was so shamed at one point. I wanted to take my own life. Even tried a couple of times. I bet that shocked you, didn't it? Yeah, even tried a couple of times. Shame, guilt. I mean, just guilt. I've always had it. I've always made decent money. I've always made it. God has always blessed me to have a great job and decent money and all that. And here's the thing. I mean, when I was out there in the world, I would listen. I'd get paid on Friday, whatever day payday fell on. At 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening, by 11:30, 12 o'clock at night, be flat broke. Okay, so now what do? Ain't got no money. Ain't got no money. Now I got to go home to my family. I'm broke. There's some needs there, but I just blew all the money doing whatever it was I was doing, whether drugs or gambling, whatever the case was. But I just blew all the money. I didn't get robbed. I gave it away. So these are bad decisions, but they brought on that guilt. They brought on that shame. They brought on all of that. And then let me tell you what. When men or women, doesn't matter, when you're in a position like that, it opens the door for the enemy. Listen, this is prime territory for him now. This is a prime moment for him now, because he can start whispering in your ear. Oh, you know what? You ain't, see? Told you wasn't no good. You might as well go ahead and jump off this bridge. Told you wasn't going to, you might as well go ahead and do this and do the other. Let me tell you something. And we're going to get into this as we go further. But if you ain't been led by one thing, you've been led by the other. If you ain't been led by the Spirit of God, you've been led by the enemy. I promise you that. You've been led by one thing or another. You need to choose which one it is. But during those moments, it was during those moments when that shame, when you're in that condemnation, shame, when you're in that moment where the shame is and the guilt and all that is just on you. It's like a cloak. It's just heavy on you. The weight of it is so much. That's when the enemy can say jump. And you jump. Oh, that's when the enemy, when you pick up the phone and call, and the enemy say, don't call, because when you call, they're going to start saying this, and she going to call you this and talk about you and cuss you out and all that. So you put the phone down. Listen, I would disappear so bad, at times my family they would have people go check the morgue. They check the emergency room, because it was all the character. Why? Life, he was just, then he been gone, something must have happened. Yeah, shame, guilt. That's what happened. That's what happened. Listen, I'm just saying tonight, y'all, and please, please share this. Please, please share this, because I know that there's some brothers out there that need to listen. If you want them brothers, if you want them women that are dealing, you ain't picked up the phone, you ain't reached out, to the baby's mama, you ain't reached out to the kids because of shame, because you wasn't there on the last birthday, because you wasn't there for the last Christmas, because you wasn't there, because you ain't been you haven't been able to afford to do this. You ain't got the job that's gonna let you do this, or you ain't got a job at all. Listen, it ain't about what you can give material wise. It's about what you can give from yourself, from your heart. You may not believe that, but I'm telling you what, I know for a fact that my kids would have loved to have more of me than stuff that I could give them. I know that. I know that. So, the fact is, don't let that shame, don't let that pride stop you from building or gaining or introducing yourself or just getting back the relationship that you need, even they need, your children need. Don't let shame do that. Don't let the enemy do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just don't do it. Man up. I mean, take the licks. Listen, it only hurts a little while. What's that we used to say when we was kids? Sticks and stones might break my bones, but words will never hurt me. First of all, that's a lie. Okay. Sticks and stones will break your bones, but words can't hurt. They can't hurt. But you got to allow them to hurt. You got to allow them to hurt. They may cut so, they going to cut deep. But I promise you, you'll heal. I promise you, you'll heal. I promise you will. They will cut deep, but you will heal. The shame, don't let shame and guilt and pride separate you from your family. Don't let them separate you from the kids. Don't let that separate you from the relationships that's needed. Young men out there need their pops. Young women out there need their pops. Young women out there need their moms. Don't let that shame and that guilt. I ain't just talking to daddies right now, because there's some mamas out there, like I said, there's some daddies out there that's wagging their tails. There's some women that's wagging theirs too. Listen, don't let that stuff separate you. They need you. They need you. They may not say, I ain't got time for it. I don't even want to got nothing to do with that. You know what? Those are words. Those are words. Those are words. And what you don't want to do, you don't want them growing older. Okay? You don't want them growing older with that mentality. You don't want them growing older with that sentiment in their hearts. You don't want them growing older with that virus moving around on the inside. You don't want them growing older with that, because now they get to share that. Now they get to share that with the folks that's looking down on them. Now they get to share that. They get to share that. Now they daughters looking at, we listen. You don't talk to grandmama. Yes, you don't talk to grandmama because you don't talk to your mama. Her grandmama ain't had no issues, but she don't talk to grandmama because you don't talk to mama. Really? She don't talk to granddaddy because you don't talk to granddaddy. My mama don't talk to either. Why? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Listen, I'm gonna say this, and we're gonna get out of here, y'all. There's gonna come a day when, we're gonna get a little older, a little wiser, I like to say, and we're gonna need each other. Parents are gonna need the children. Children are gonna need their parents. I'm telling you, that day is coming. That day is coming. So let's put aside this shame, this pride, all this guilt. Let's put it aside. Let's get past that stuff. Let's get past that stuff, y'all. Let's get past it. Again, if you know, listen, I would please share this. I'm just saying, please share this. I had no idea that this is what we're gonna end up with tonight. But please share this. Please share this. Okay? Because I know that there's not only men but women that need to hear this. They need to hear that. What the shame is. It ain't your fault. Really, it really isn't. It's only your fault if you let it continue to do what it's doing. Because now you have a choice. Now you have a choice. So what? It's going to hurt. Ask them how they feel. Baby, I really need to hear how you feel about me. I dare you. I challenge you to do that. And take it. Don't sit there. Oh, but you, well, if your mom, don't start blaming. Let them hear it. Let them tell you. Let them just. And then if you need to process it, and then come back later. Talk about it later. Try not to even respond in that moment. Just take it. Just hear it. Just hear it. You owe them that. You owe them that. If you've done any kind of damage to them, you owe them that. Listen, I'm Pop Brown. And I thank you guys. Man. Now listen, I pray for you all the time. I thank you guys for sharing. I thank you guys for being here. I thank you guys for just giving me an opportunity, man. This proud. I thank God for this platform because this is wonderful. This is wonderful. I want to again thank my brother Reggie. Man, you did it. And again, if you didn't get an opportunity to share last week, you need to share last week because there's some folks that need to hear what Reggie had to say. God, because he said that. He said that. We gonna talk about the little pink thing you were talking about. He said that. You funny man. But he shared that. He shared that. And he shared that. And listen, I felt the freedom in it. I felt that boy got free last week, y'all. You need to share that. Okay, you need to share that, y'all. Y'all share. Listen, and don't forget the other platforms. MzBee is on here 7 days a week, y'all. She's out there 7 days a week. She cooking on Friday. She got new music Monday. She got a lot of stuff. Listen, set your notifications. Set your notifications. Okay, don't forget, set your notifications and share. Set those notifications and listen, catch my daughter. I love my daughter. I do. Do me and MzBee bump heads? Almost all the time. Love you though, baby. but you know what I mean. But we do it. This is how we do it. This is how that's the dynamic of the relationship, though. Yeah, and every relationship's got its own dynamics. Okay, listen, we love y'all. We do, and don't forget to like and share. MzBee's page and set your notifications for she's got something cooking every 7 days a week. 7 days a week. I will see you guys back here next Saturday, and we're gonna listen. I'm gonna be working on something during the week, y'all. I know a lot of y'all wanted to hear part 2 about what Reggie was talking about. We want to hear part 2 because the brother was ready. Yeah. We want to hear part 2, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Listen. Let's do this, y'all. Listen. Let's heal together. Let's heal together. Let's go through this thing together. Let's go through our healing together. Pop Brown trying to heal. I'm trying to heal. You know what I mean? Because I did a lot of damage out there, y'all, and I want my children to heal. I want them to heal. I didn't heal that. Listen, they'll give me that. Oh, I'm good, Pop. It ain't. No, they ain't. Stop lying. They ain't good. They ain't good. But anytime they want to pick up the phone and say, Dad, you know what? But yeah, don't pick up the phone holler and scream at me. I can hear you. You holler scream at me. But it just pick up the problem. We need to talk. I got some things on my chest. Well, talk about it. I promise you I'll be listening. And not ready to respond. I'll be listening. You need to do the same. Let's heal together. All right? Listen, I love y'all with the love of Christ. I do. And I'm going to be working on my brother so we can get part 2 out. We'll see. All right? Love y'all. Don't forget to like and share. And don't forget to set your notifications to see MzBee throughout this week. All right? All right, y'all. I'm out of here. Peace.